back with you once again here, YouTube. This is going to be part of another video, but I'm not really sure exactly how I'm doing this. I may do these all together and save the video and whatever. The first radio I played with was this Americana, and the only thing I've done so far is to put a battery in it. So
You don't choose of either. According to research, what you want is a perfect stranger. In a study in Australia, it always came up that the pictures that were chosen by strangers were found consistently more attractive.
alright, there you can see it does work. That's the local station. I did scan around a little bit, didn't pick up anything else, but it does pick this up pretty good, so that's no worse than the rest of these radios usually do. So also, this is my new USB outlet, power supply, whatever you want to call it. It alternates voltage level and current amperage draw, and it's doing that. And that radio is playing with that on there. It doesn't seem to put out near the RF that the other one does. So, like I said, we'll turn it on again.
So they should be enjoyed outside too. That's why Buffalo Wild Wings offers the sports patio. Sure, you can stay indoors with air conditioned comfort.
So just want to show you that, and let's move on to the next one. Alright, what you can see here is the second one I found that works completely. It's definitely a scratchy volume control, but it does work. And I've got two so far that actually work. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that partially work, and that's sound coming out of them. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that don't work at all or have damage to, like the battery connector, things like that, that won't allow them to even be hooked up. So that's where I've got 1, 2, 3 more to look at, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, here's number 3 that works. So nothing, I'm doing nothing but putting the battery in. That's what I did, turned it on, tuned it in. It does work. So I've got one more to check out, and then I've got one that requires double A's. I think I can use the double A's from the battery pack up there to do that one, and we'll check it out then last, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, here's our last one. That's 4 now that work just by putting batteries in them. Naturally, you know, let me turn this down. Naturally, they're going to have volume controls clean, things like that, minor things, but they do work. And the only one that has uses these double A's, I could not get it to work. I thought it would be one of the ones probably would work, but it's one of the ones in better shape. It just doesn't have a back to it, but other than that. So final tally is 4 that work completely just by putting batteries in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 that work as far as having sound come out when you put a battery in it. Didn't tune in a radio station that I did try real hard. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that either have the battery connector was even kind of missing, or didn't work at all when I plugged it in, or when I connected the battery to it. But physical damage, you know what I mean. One of them, the volume controls just sort of hanging there, things like that, you know. So that's not a bad tally, I don't think anyway. 4 out of the 17 work completely, and like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have possibilities pretty easily to be fixed. And so, you know, I think I'm happy with that. If I haven't mentioned this, I'm going to now. My purpose, you know, I know some of you guys probably are thinking, are you crazy buying 17 transistor radios? Not knowing, you know, well, even they said they didn't work. But that, number one, I like the challenge of doing that because I like to work on stuff. Number two, I figure the ones that now this one has a back to it, and like, you know, the ones that are complete to where you can actually use it, I'll clean them up and get them working, whatever, and they'll be, you know, radios. Now the ones that I end up that don't have the back, or you know what I mean, they're not fixable for one reason or another. Some of these are in pretty bad shape, so those will be used for parts. Like I said, somebody, I forget who it was, the variable capacitor, the tuning capacitors in these things, if you have to buy them on eBay, they're expensive. And I figure these can be used just as easily because they're the same exact thing. And you know, I'm getting it for less than $2, so that's not bad. And so at the worst right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possibilities for just, you know, being able to scrounge the variable capacitors out of them and tuning capacitors and use those for breadboarding, whatever, you know, projects. And like I said, I think that's a good deal, and I hope you agree. If you don't, well, that's, you know, everybody's different. We do know that. So I didn't intentionally want to make another video this evening, but I went ahead and went through these pretty quick. And like I said, let me go show you here what I got. If I can swing this around here so you can see. There's all my little collections. These are the ones that work here. There's 4 of those, and I think there's 6 of the ones that work partially, have sound coming out of them. Now some of them, I just, you know, you could turn the volume control or the switch on and hear it. You hear a noise out of the speaker. That I consider working, because that means the audio is kind of working. So, and this pile over here, the 7, is the ones that I could not get to work at all. I thought this one would be one that would work. I really did, the Toshiba, and it may work. I don't know. It's pretty complete, other than the back being missing. I mean, it's a really heavy radio, and I think this would be a good radio if I could get get it to work. So I may play around with this one first, because I kind of like to see if it is going to work. And this has got an interesting. I missed this at first, but I finally figured it out. If you install Penlight batteries, AA's, they go in this way, plus on this end, all 3 of them. If you install Mercury batteries, they go in the other way with the knob on the minus down here and the positive on this, which is the flat end, and they all go that way. But they all install the same way. I thought at first maybe I looked at that and I said, well, that one's that way and that one's that way, and you know, I didn't really pay that much attention to what it said. So, but like I said, this is a pretty quality radio. I kind of like to get this one working. So, alright, that's going to do it. I've talked long enough, especially since I've been at this for a while, since I got home from the Bible study. It was good. Just more or less of an introduction, what she wanted to get us to get out of everything and things like that, and, you know, wasn't bad. Good food, had beef and noodles. Anybody hadn't had beef and noodles, those are great. She had those and green beans and rolls, and they were absolutely good. I haven't had beef and noodles since I was at home, living at home. But Mom used to fix them quite a bit. But anyway, like I say, that's all I'm going to say for this time. You guys have a pleasant evening. I've been talking with Robert on the Bob on the text, and he's working on a couple things, and so anywho, that's about it. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching, and we will see you.